Hey everyone, good morning. It's Peter here at the Reboot. I have lucked into some more logs. A neighbor up the street mentioned that they've got some trees that they wouldn't mind removing. I think one is a black cherry, one is an oak. I think he said it was a black oak as well. Loaded up the tractor, double axle trailer, pickup. Let's go head down the road and see if we can collect a couple of trees. So I've really lucked out here. I am fortunate that I've got such a nice neighbor, but what a beautiful woodland back here. And I'm on the edge of the property here. This is another neighbor back there. And here's a little getup I have. I've got the Ford 9N kitted up as well as I do. This little sled box here that I used to use for pulling maple sap out of the woods, chainsaw, various tools. Let me show you what I'm going after here. And he knows, for example, that this black cherry, this one right here, is dying. And so he just doesn't care to see them fall down and just go to waste, essentially. And then the other tree is this one over here. And it's a sizable one. I believe he said it's a black oak. That one right there. Very straight going up. And it's kind of dying as well. It's got some dead branches. Its canopy is kind of thin up top. So I don't know if I'm just going to get one today or if I'm going to try to drag out the two. But that's a lot of logs. Let's see how this goes. And again, what a beautiful woodland setting. I'm going to disturb it with the chainsaw noise in a few minutes. So let's get busy. Let's see if we can get these trees down and get them out of the woods. I did the chain bar oil last night. A little premix here. I usually don't buy the premix, but was in a rush last night and needed to get organized, so I bought the premix. We are fueled up. We've got the chain oil topped up last night, like I said. Let's head over and see what we can do with this first tree, the black cherry. Okay, so there's the tree. I don't know if you can tell how it splits up above. Actually, you can't see it from that side. See, there's a big crotch and a big bough that goes out to the right. It kind of looks like the tree wants to lean that way, back towards the laneway. The tractor is on the laneway and it runs parallel to the fence out there. The idea is to keep it away from the fence. I'd like to try to drop it this way. That's what I'm going to try to do. Let's see what happens. Change my angle of attack for this one. I do think it has a bit of a lean going out that way, so almost parallel if it drops that way. Okay, this is hot work out here in the bush, of course, taking all these protections to minimize the risk of tick bites. As you can see, guys, that was not a very successful tree felling. Tree is on the ground. It did not fall where I wanted it to. The weight was leaning too far this way. And I've unfortunately ruined my neighbor's fence, at least this panel. So I'm going to cut up some pieces. There's a lot of pieces like this lying on the ground. It's not cedar, but it'll do the trick at least for a while. I'll tell my neighbor and probably be back here with some cedar pieces, cedar posts to fix the damage here. Sweaty. Not sure I'm going to go for that second tree today. It might be just enough to get this one out of the bush right now. I'll finish this cleanup. A lot of bugs out here. A lot of off being used to keep the bugs at bay. Okay, let's keep going. Today, I'm going to try to drag this one out of the forest. Ford 9N is sitting over there. See it through the trees there. Having fun on a beautiful Saturday morning. Hope you guys are too. Bottom half is the better piece. So we're going to cut right about there. I'm in the neighbor's property again today, and he just said, why don't I just take the pickup and the trailer out to the field that's closest to where the trees are located. So that's what I'm doing. Nice, careful, slow drive past an old camp. That was close. There we go. The neighbor really does have a beautiful piece of property over here. I think he's got, I can't remember if he said he's got 100 or 200 acres, but it's just fantastic. And I'm just a few kilometers down the road. I have a much smaller piece, but I like my property as well. So this is where I've decided to park. This, I believe, is the southeast corner of this large field. I've been putting the logs here by this silver, no, is that a silver maple or a birch? That is a silver maple. So putting the logs here at the silver maple, and we go into the woods over there. Let's get busy on day 2 of the cherry and oak tree challenge. Let's see. I've cut some of the bigger limbs off here to try to take some of the pressure and the rotation off of the log, the main part of the log. Not sure I've been that successful. A lot of pressure and tension being provided by all those limbs there. I've got my mark for about 12'6". I'm going to start to cut that and see how the log reacts. It's a cool day, but this is hot work regardless. I'm glad I'm not out here on a 25 or 30 centigrade day. First log, 12 feet long. Second log, about 8. And I'm guessing that that third piece is close to 8 as well. There's a load of good firewood sitting there. I'll talk to Eric about that and see what he wants to do. Not sure the 9N can pull this out of here. I may cut some more wedges off the edges just to make it go across the the ground a little easier. Gonna make these dogs really dirty pulling them out the way I am, but I've got no other option. I don't have a log trolley, and I don't have lift capacity to pick it right off the ground and get it out of here. Pulling the 12-foot oak log out of the bush with my 9N proved to be a challenge too big for this little old tractor. I was able to get it about 20 feet from where it originally lay. Then the ground just started to, slightly roll, a few bumps and holes here and there. And then after that, I could only get the log to budge maybe 3 to 4 feet each time I cranked up the tractor and tried to give it a good pull. At this point, this 12-foot, this 13-foot oak log, about 22 inches round at the base, probably 20 at the top of this log, we're probably looking at somewhere between 1,200 and 1,300 pounds. A lot of wheel spin. I tried a few more times. I rolled the log, I filled in holes that I dug with the wheels, rechained the log, did this several times, again 2 to 3 feet at a time. It was going to be a gargantuan effort, and at the same time I decided I'm going to throw in the towel because I really don't want to damage the 9N at this point. Bucked 2 8-footers from the same tree, so I decided to get busy with those and pull them out of the forest. You can see that I just rolled that 12 to 13-footer out of the way. My tractor is about to go by it right now. And you can see that these 8-footers are no problem for the 9N, but that 12 to 13-footer bogged down every time I tried to remove it. Some log end sealer. Liberal application. You really don't want these ends to check and split. Work it in a little bit. On to the next one. With the right equipment, this stuff is a lot easier. So he's just rolled, there's a chain on the ground, he's rolling it over onto the chain. This is my neighbor with his equipment. Yeah, my little 9N could only drag it that far.
I hate driving this thing when it's like uneven. I know it's not going to tip over, but I'm...
Heading out from the neighbor's property right now. If you can see it back there, I've got the first big log, or I've got the biggest log of the bunch, and we just decided to come out with just the one log because that is a very large black oak log. I think I've got it close to 13 feet long. Got it strapped down there. They were kind enough to let me use one of their straps. Going very slowly, towing it in 3rd gear. Hopefully it's not too hard getting it off with the 9N. Couldn't be more happier with that if I tried 20 more times. That is 13 feet long, close to 22 inches at this end, 18 inches at that end. This is a big log. It's gonna roll nicely now up onto the log deck. I've got to rebuild parts of the log deck here, but it'll work. Wow, that came out so much more easily than I expected. Here's a last load of logs from Eric's. So from Eric's, got this 13-footer black oak. The two on the outside are from the same tree, so that's black oak, that's black oak. And these two in the middle come from a cherry tree. All right, let's get these four out of the trailer and see if we can beat the weather, because I think it's supposed to rain here this afternoon. They're all out of the trailer. They're all on the sleeper logs underneath. Again, 3 pieces of black oak, 1, 2, and this massive 1, 3. 2 pieces of cherry, 1, 2. Everyone, that concludes this video on bringing down these trees, bucking them, and then getting them over here to the property. Big thanks to my neighbor. That backhoe today was awesome. Couldn't have done it without him, of course. Everybody, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next one.